In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how we're going to be making the first part of this giant Hershey kiss using the pinch pot method. So a pinch pot is just a technique of making a little piece of pottery using clay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a lump of clay from the clay bin, and it's okay if it's multiple pieces. You just kind of squish it together until it's about the size of a baseball. And then you're going to do something called wedging it. So wedging is the process of throwing clay down and rotating it so that it all compresses together. So you're going to throw it down, rotate it, throw it down, rotate it, throw it down, rotate it, throw it down, rotate it. Now, you don't want to throw it down over and over again and turn it into a pancake, because we need this to be some three-dimensional, not flat. And if you do that, you're going to have to squish it back up, do it again, and eventually it's going to dry out. So we want to make sure that for this, we are throwing it down, rotating it, throw it down, rotate it, throw it down, rotate it. So this is called wedging. Once you have it into kind of a little rough cube shape, you're going to start to pat it into a ball shape. And the reason why I say pat it is if you just take a cube and roll it, sometimes it turns into a weird shape. So we're just gonna pat it with the palm of our hand. Any areas that are kind of sticking out, just pat them in. Okay, now we have kind of this little ball shape. Now we're gonna make the pinch pot base. So what you're gonna do is put it here, press your thumb down into the center, like this. Then you're going to pinch around a little bit. Now, usually we would just keep pinching the walls around and round so that it was like a little bowl. But since we want the top to be pointy, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna put our thumb back in and we're going to squeeze to start to turn this into a little rough cone. So already you could probably start to see that Hershey Kiss shape forming. Okay, now you're gonna have lots of little imprints with your hand. So you're going to just take your fingers and just smooth them out. And if you notice, I don't have any water on my fingers right now because I wanna be able to really drag those bumps out. If I had water, I would just be really smoothing the very surface, but it wouldn't get rid of those big bumps. The smoothing with water we can kind of do after. So now that I have this kind of little rounded cone, what I can do is start to pinch the inside, but also kind of make it bubble out a little. So I have my fingers like this, and I'm gonna just kind of dig my fingers in the insides there, and that's gonna kind of bring out the base a little, but also round it. And then I can just, with my hand inside, just smooth that out. And this is really, really fun and really kind of like almost like relaxing and satisfying to do, okay? So now that I have my basic cone, I could pinch it a little bit more at the top and really get that nice shape, okay? And I'll have a picture of a Hershey Kiss so you can really look at it and kind of get that shape just right, okay? Now from there, what we're gonna do is just clean up any big cracks or lumps. So we're just gonna dip your finger in a little bit of water and just smooth it. And it's super satisfying and it makes them go right away. It's like a magic eraser. Don't do too much water because it will turn into a muddy, sticky mess. And we don't want that to happen because then it's gonna mess up your piece. Okay, so once you have this nice little shape going, then we're just gonna add some texture around it to make it look like it's wrapped up foil. So you're gonna take your skewer and you're gonna very lightly, so I'm not drawing lines straight down, I'm drawing lines that are sort of wrapping around it. Okay, and if while you're doing this you make a mistake, you just wipe it away with your finger. Okay, your finger is your eraser. And if you notice, I'm just doing this lightly, okay? I'm not digging into it. I'm not putting big holes in it, okay? Okay, just nice and delicate, just to add a little bit of texture. Okay, so once I have this, I have my basic little Hershey Kiss. So then you're going to bring it to me. I'm going to put a little cut in the top so that we have this little space where we can put the cute little tag that we're gonna make. I will also put your name on it so that I can read it, and then we'll let it dry out and we'll fire it, and then we can paint them. So remember, don't forget, you have to wedge the clay. You have to pinch it into a little pinch pot, then squeeze the top, and then smooth it out. And we're not smoothing it out with water until the very end. Oh yeah, and don't forget to have fun, because this is really fun.